Hey, Fae folk, welcome back to another episode of me going through every doll in my collection and doing whatever customizing or redressing or whatever needs to be done to them for me to be 100% in love. In the last episode, we started in on G3 of Monster High, like really and truly, like I was repainting some stuff. I rooted a little tinge of hair in there. And I did say we were going to be continuing on with G3 of Monster High. Next time we're going to go up there and start in on the rest of the G3 Monster High dolls. But I may have fibbed just a little bit because I've just gotten really behind on like fixing up the new dolls that are coming into my collection. Like generally speaking, when I buy a doll, I try to like wash the hair and do anything like kind of right off the bat. And there's just a backlog. So these winks are part of the backlog. Yes, I got these like months ago. I'm not proud of this, but you know what? They are at least on stands. There's also this whole pile. So yeah, this is just like a little bit of a mess that I want to clean up. So we're taking a brief break from G3 of Monster High just because I really would like to get caught up on the new dolls that I've added so that like I just feel like that's a better way to have a fresh start because otherwise I just continue to add to the pile. So, with that being said, the pile is certainly bothering me a lot more than the wink dolls. Like, I would like to add some things to them, but they're at least displayed nicely, whereas this is sort of a disaster. So, we're going to start here. And I think we're going to go ahead and start with this Rainbow High airbrush color and create doll. Let's go ahead and get a little before and after of her. Or rather, I guess, just a before. There's a lot to do before we get to the after. So here's our girl before. She does have some product in her hair, which is really unfortunate because I'm a little nervous to wash it. I'm really hoping that she maintains this nice texture because like that's a big part of why I bought her is I just thought her hair was so lovely, but like not so lovely in the back. She definitely needs a wash there. And then while I originally thought I was gonna like just let her be white, I actually had so much fun in the video where I ended up unboxing this doll, playing around with the airbrush, that I think I actually do want to use the airbrush to make her sort of colorful. So that's what we're going to be doing, but here's her before shot. She's not even fully dry yet, and look how much better the hair is. Thankfully, I literally just had to be like, hey, here's some water and soap, and the texture maintained. So we're going to let her finish drying while I start in on the clothes, but I just had to show you that she's doing good. Okay, so airbrush time. We're going to go bottom up. I've got my colors here, but I don't think I'm going to use purple so much. I'm going to be using the stencils, though. I'm very excited. Like, there's a cat. Hello. We're going to have to use the cat for sure, but I'm basically going to use them to make, like, negative spaces. So it's, like, a bunch of splashes of, like, airbrush with just, like, white in the middle. Also, I'm not doing the shoes because I feel like the plastic of the shoes doesn't take the color as well, so we're just not going to worry about that, but pants are gonna get a good makeover. Listen, they're a little goofy, they're a little kitschy, like they're a little silly, but I genuinely think this is so like fun and cute. Now we get to do the top. Top is done. We got like a butterfly and a sparkle over here, a little bow over here, and like tie-dye-ness. I just think it's kind of fun. I don't know. The hard part is that I really would love to give her a ghost root. And that's going to be a pain in the ass, and I don't even know if I can do it, but I'm goofy, so we're going to give it a try. Yep. I feel like I really feel like I killed that. I went through and like parted everything too, so the ghost root goes all the way through. Let's put it all together. Here she is post makeover. The hair is so big and voluminous. I feel like she almost like doesn't fit in frame. I do feel like some people are going to think that this is like a glow down if you really liked the monochromatic, like I guess slightly more mature look that she came in. I really love that look too. Like I'm absolutely not knocking it. I just had so much fun doing the airbrush, and like I think it's so cool for her to have like the little shapes hiding everywhere. This is whimsical and I love her. But of course I can't dwell on that for long because we need to pick, I was going to say our next victim, but like they're not victims because like realistically it's way better if they get fixed up. Let's just go ahead and continue on the rainbow high train. I do have Luna in here, but she's just actually fully going to be undressed, and then I'm going to sell the base doll, so she doesn't really count for the purposes of today's video. No, we are going to be fixing up Sunny. So really the only things that Sunny needs is a desperate hair wash and like a redo of this hairstyle or something close to it. I'm not really sure what my capabilities will be, but then her bag that is hiding here, I do want to change the color of this bag, I think. One of you guys said to try to use the airbrush. Y'all are so smart. Like, I think I'm certainly going to do that. Like the airbrush that I just used for the coloring crate doll. Maybe I'll do that to try to recolor the bear, because I just feel like he's a little too neutral against her rainbow wonderfulness. Plus, if I use the airbrush, I could do like different colors. Ooh, okay, we're getting excited now. Let me hurry up and get a before shot. Since the bear bag is really going to be the only change, I did go ahead and put it on Sunny just so you can get like a really solid before. Let's do a before of the back too, because good God, that's going to be fun to wash. Okay, after several washes to remove all of the gel from her hair, we are finally working on redoing Sunny's hair. I'm not leaving out the little like face framing tendrils because I just feel like her earrings are super cute and they sort of hid the earrings a little bit for me. So all I've done is taken like the two front pieces here that are side parted, because she has a side part and then she has a middle part for the rest of her hair. So I've taken these two pieces and pulled them back just like right around to her ears as she was before, and now I get to do the hard part, which is the pigtails. I did take a reference picture and I can like sort of trace how it's supposed to be done, but actually executing it could be fun. So I hate it. I just think this looks goofy. That could absolutely be a skill issue. Like, I fully do recognize that. I was trying to have this lined up a little bit more. Like, this could be a skill issue, but it also could mean that this is really a hairstyle that looks best when it's super duper gelled, which I simply cannot abide by. So I might be trying to give her a different style because this is just not working for me. I am aware this doesn't look good. However, once the hair dries and then once I dress her, I'm going to like twirl this bit to make it like nice and cutie pop. And if I make like some little scrunchies to go with the bows, just wait until it cooks. Okay, see, now that it's drier, nicer, I feel like it just already looks better. I also realized I sort of forgot to explain. I like doing doll hair when it's a little bit damp just because I feel like that helps avoid flyaways a little bit more. Like I can make sure I'm really getting all the hair, especially when I'm doing something like this. And then the pink bands were just to help me find the right rubber band. I am going to cover that up. Point in case. Is that the phrase? I have these little faux fur strips. The strip I have is significantly longer, but like I just cut these little ones off and I figured I could like wrap them around like little scrunchies. Like I'll put Velcro on it and I'll wrap them around like little scrunchies. And I thought that'd be so cute. But do I want them to be just white? It would match. I mean, she's got like a lot of white in her outfit anyway. But I also have a lot of fur, so I have a lot of room to experiment. So rather than go with just white, what I've actually done is I've mixed up some fabric paint in some water here, and I'm going to dunk them in there and see if they end up dyeing. Would it be easier and better generally if I just bought fabric dye? Yes, but I already have fabric paint, and I don't already have fabric dye. And so I am inclined to try to use the things that I have before I buy something new. I am also going to throw the bear in there because while I initially was like, oh my gosh, that idea about using the airbrush is great. It is a great idea, except for the fact that the airbrush stuff is designed to wash off. So I just don't really know how I could prevent it from transferring, because even sealing it, like I just don't know about that. So instead we're going to throw him in the mix too and just see what happens. This part, the strap, I anticipate having to paint later, like separately. So I'm not fussed about that. If any of this gets messed up, I can like repaint the plastic bits. Mainly, I'm just seeing if the fur will dye. So, is this a little crazy? Probably, but like, let me get that out of there. We don't want to dunk the right bits. Oh, I'm gonna need more water. Shoot. Okay, well, you get the general idea. Okay, so I left these sitting in the pool of not dye for a couple hours. It definitely did not take like fully. I mean, you can definitely still see white on the fur bits, and I feel like the bear too. Definitely did not take fully. You're supposed to wait 72 hours before you attempt to wash this stuff. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens and like let it do its thing. I figure worst case scenario, I have to try something else for the bear, and I have plenty more fur that I can use to just make white scrunchy little things for Sunny. So I'm not that fussed about it, but I did start the experiment, so we're gonna see it through to the end and just see what happens. Okay, I actually don't know why I was like, oh, I have to wait for it to be like washable. I literally have no idea what I was thinking with that, but this is the results. Sadly, not exactly what I wanted. The white fur, it did dye a little bit. You cannot see in this lighting. In low lighting, it definitely looks like much more of a very, very pale lavender. But because in lighting like this, it doesn't. And also because I think you can tell they dyed like a little bit unevenly. I think I'm going to go with just plain white for those, just because like, I don't know. I don't want something that is only going to look good in some lighting, you know? The bear did take decently well, but definitely not evenly all over. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just paint another layer of the fabric paint onto the bear because I really do. I think this is like a solid color to start with. It just needs to be a little bit more even. So we'll try to do that. I also thought it might be cute if for like the toes, I painted like little rainbows and then I have to paint the strap. So those are next steps. So I think this is pretty clearly not the state of the bear that we expected. Um, so I literally have no idea what happened, but I painted the bear and all of the flocking started to come off. It was fabric paint. I have no idea what happened. But since it started to come off, it was like there was like a patch right here that came off first. And I was like, well, at that point, I have to just remove it all. So now we're going to go back in and just paint a bunch of details. It does sort of suck to lose the flocking, but the bright side is that now I can do more with the paint job. So I'm trying to look at it like that. Like now it can be, I have more options because I have more just like plastic to deal with. So we're going to paint up the bear and then we're going to go ahead and just do the big reveal to keep some suspense going. And here she is all done. I actually really, really like how this turned out. It's not exactly like what I planned from the beginning, but I feel like she looks so cute. Like I do like the messy little hair bows, like very messy, but I don't know. I kind of vibe with that. And then the hair is like pretty tidy for now. It'll loosen up as it's on the display and I think it's going to look good. Like I like how it looks now and then I think it's going to look good later too. And the bear, you can hardly see the details, but I did like color his belly sort of rainbow and gave him rainbow paw prints. And I just feel like, I don't know. I think the colors work better. I think like not having the bear be tan, I think that she just looks more like Sunny and I love her now. Right. Next victim in the pile. I really want to get her fixed up. I really want to get her fixed up because I feel like with her, I'm really just going to wash her hair. And it's in a bad enough state of disrepair that I will probably still show you how she looks when she's all fixed up. But like there's less going on. I want to mess with this girly pop. We're going to leave the stole and I'll rubber band that in a second. But just, I guess I should do the before and afters with it. After a moment of debating, I did decide to do the before and afters without the stole because I feel like it's just blocking off the dress and I want to see it. Plus, I think it's going to be easier to see how I transform the hair because that's the big thing with her. This is crunchilicious and defying gravity, and we have to stop that. I also do think I'm going to paint the lips. I debated for a little bit. I know, Reese. I know you're such an angel girl. I promise. I'm going to pet you in just a moment. But yeah, I think the lips. I think we're gonna give them a whirl doing something a little bit different. So let's get some before shots. So here is our Frosty Nights Chloe before. In the review where I talked about the stall, I did say like I like her infinitely more than I expected to. And even now, she continues having the problem of she looks genuinely 10,000 times better in person than she is on my camera right now. But I can't really fix that. So here's her before. Okay, so the obscene amount of hair gel has been washed out of Chloe's face framing pieces. My other problem with them is I just feel like it's too much hair to be a face framing piece. Like when it's dry, that is so much hair. So I think what I'm going to do is leave these two little pieces out as actual face framing pieces, and then I think I'm going to take this chunk and braid it and then tuck it into the ponytail. I'm really hoping that I can get away with not having to redo the ponytail, but if I have to, it'll be worth it because I think it's too much hair, and I think that that bothers me. Plus, I think the braid will add some like fun dimensions, so that's the plan. Listen, I kind of feel like this was the super correct choice. I already feel like this is so much better, but now we have to tackle her lips. I think my plan is to do a base coat where it's just like a plain color. I'm going to use my acrylic paint pens. Paint pens are not the best thing to use for doll face ups. I just want to say that. Mine do have a very fine brush tip, but even so, it is something that I do knowing that it is a risky endeavor, but I'm lazy and I don't want to pull out my paintbrush just yet. So I think I'm going to do a base color in just the acrylic paint pens. And then I think what I'll probably do, because when I did like my video on this doll, it was a combo video with an older holiday Chloe as well. But I talked about how literally every element is shiny. Like obviously her skin is extremely shiny, but her dress is iridescent and like all of the beading at the edge of the hem of the dress is iridescent. So I think I might add like some mica powder or something on top to make her lips shiny too. I don't know. We're going to get the base layer down and then we'll see how I feel. Okay, here's the base layer of the lips. I do think it's like a teeny bit dark, but I am gonna go ahead and add at least like a little bit of mica powder. Listen, I love stuff that sparkles and shines, okay? So we have to make it shiny. And I think when it has that, then it's gonna be a really good color. And even this, I think this is an improvement upon the red lip. So let's go, how I'm gonna do that is I'm going to take, I think I might have a clear acrylic medium. That would be the number one choice, or I have like a white acrylic that I can just mix it with. So I'm just going to mix the mica powder into some paint, heavy on the mica powder, because like I would prefer it to be more sparkly than like just paint. And then we're going to apply that with a brush. I'll have to pull out my little tiny brush. Just as a little side note, that technique does work for mica powder. It will not work the same for glitter because glitter needs to be applied as like a top coat and then like only having a clear gloss top coat put on top of it to seal it, because otherwise the paint will coat the glitter and you won't see like the reflective shininess, but mica will mix with it and it'll be fine. Just in case you wanted to do something similar but you wanted to use glitter, glitter requires a different application. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so as it turns out, I did not have a clear acrylic medium or gloss or anything like that. I did have white, which I could have used, but then I was like, oh, I have glossy Mod Podge, which is like a sealant and it applies white and then goes down or like dries clear. So I mixed the mica powder in that. It is a little bit thick, but I don't think like you can actually tell from far away where it matters in any capacity. So, bam. Ah! I feel like she looks so cool. Like once we have this on, guys, I genuinely think this is so pretty. And of course, it has a little shimmer to it. Listen. I really love this. So let me get her back in her dress and we can do the final reveal, the little before and after. For the sake of keeping the comparison accurate, she does not have her stole on, but she does have her bag. Y'all, I love this. I feel like literally just fixing the hair and repainting the lip. Oof. Ooh, she's a whole different doll now. I am obsessed. So since I was doing literally nothing except just washing and redoing the hair, I didn't do anything fancy for like the before and after. I didn't show any of the process because it literally was just like, hey, let's make this not gross and sticky and full of degraded rubber bands. It's not perfect. I don't know why. I have a really hard time like wrapping hair, like how you'll wrap some hair around a ponytail to hide the rubber band. I'm like uniquely bad at that, even though it feels like a skill that like everyone else who restyles doll hair has. I don't know. I kind of suck at it, but she is clean and she still looks decent. So that was a very boring before and after for her. Okay, I've gotten distracted. I changed my shelves around since the last time I came over here, and I'm gonna have to put these little suckers on stands because I don't like how they're blocking the wings. Anyway, that was a side note that isn't important to this video. Now we get to move on to the winks. This is the rest of the work for this video. I feel like this one's going to be really long, and I hope that you guys are fine with that, because I just really need to catch up so that I can feel good about going in with Monster High G3. But we're gonna go ahead and start with Stella here. Listen, these gotta go. They're floating, they're weird, I don't like it. Not the vibe for me. I'm thinking maybe some arm warmers could be cute, but I'm not 100% sure. I do need to repaint just a little bit on the boots, because that like pink burst is bothering me. And I think I might give her some more intense makeup. So those are sort of my general plans. Let's get her little before shot. So here is Stella's before. Pretty solid. We just gotta zhuzh her up a bit. I think I'm also gonna wash the hair, and I think I'm gonna let it just be straight. I don't know. She's got like very little curl, and Bloom and somewhat Flora are still gonna have curly hair, so I feel like I might just not mess around with curling hers. We'll find out. That's a problem for later. Point is this is her before. Right. So the first step is actually going to be 3 steps. Step 1A, this pink part, where is that pink coming from? It doesn't make sense, doesn't work for me. Making it orange. I think the glitter makes it hard to repaint everything else. Low key, I might give her like orange bottoms, like a Louis Vuitton red bottom. Except I think there's glitter there too. So we might have to stick to just orange here, but I just cannot abide by the pink. Just it's orange with a little yellow. It needs to be yellow with a little orange. It bothers me. Also, we're oranging her lips. Y'all already know. I prefer things to just match color scheme wise. And then we're cutting these little shits off. That's step number 1. You cannot convince me that I'm crazy for thinking that that's better. It's just not gonna happen. Now, she does have some like faint hint of like purpling in the crease of her eye, and also with her wings. She's got some purple. She is the fairy of the sun and the moon. So I low-key think I'm gonna paint her nails purple. I don't know. Maybe blue. Maybe I'll do blue, because she does also have the blue in her wings. And blue is a complementary color to orange, so it might look a little better with the purple. But we're gonna give her some fingernails. And I think I'm also gonna add some blush with just some loose pastels, because she has some, but I'm a heavy blush fan. Listen, it might seem like kind of a lot, but as a heavy blush enjoyer, hell yeah. Now, I also want to give her some freckles, because she's the fairy of the sun and the moon. This girl's out in the sun. I want her to have some freckles. I just think it'd be cute. Obviously, you can be in the sun and not have freckles, but like, I don't know. I just thought it'd be cute. And recently, I did a collab with Chad from Chad Marvelous and Enza from the Junk Drawer. And for Chad's doll, I gave the doll little golden freckles, and I want to do it for her. So that's what we're going to do. She's getting cuter by the moment. I did also add a little bit of blue pastel, just very, very faintly on her lids to like give the illusion of a little bit more makeup and a little bit more contrast. Now I think perhaps the only thing I need to do before I go ahead and wash her hair, which like realistically, should I have done that first? Probably. Oh well. She needs a belly button ring. I don't know. Listen, something about this sort of outfit to me just demands a belly ring. So our girl's gonna get a belly ring. And here is Stella all complete. It's not like an insane transformation, but I do think like the few little added touches, like the face and the belly button ring and the better color on the shoes, I just think it adds up. I think that she looks really cute, especially the blushing. I feel like you can see that from far away, and it looks really, really nice. I know I did say I was considering arm warmers, but I don't know. I'm happy with her now. So that is one Winx fairy down. Next up is going to be Aisha. She is a water fairy, and I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with her, but I think I want to try to make something about the water feel a little bit more obvious. I don't know. We're gonna have to like try a few things, but we gotta make sure she looks cute in the end. I think step 1, while I figure out what else I want to do, is I'm just going to go ahead and do something similar to what I did with Stella, where I'm going to go ahead and give her some blush and then some painted nails. I'm not going to do the freckles, and I also am not going to repaint her lips, but I think we're going to start there and then see how I'm feeling after that. Alrighty, I have given her some blush. I think that is pretty evident. Again, I like being heavy-handed. I have given her some blue nail polish to match the blue of her shoes. So I think we're on like a good track here. Next, I think because she's like water, immediately I go to pearls. And like, obviously, there's so many other things besides pearls, but hello, her shirt is literally pearlescent. So I have like a bunch of these nail art pearls, and I think I'm going to use these to do like a little something, something. Maybe give her some earrings because they don't have earring holes. And like, I could poke my own, but I don't even think I have any doll earrings right now that are pearls that are like designed to be earrings. And this is going to work just as well. So I think we're going to do like maybe earrings. I might make like a little belt for her out of either these, or maybe if I have some beads. We're gonna test that out. But pulling this out made me realize I don't think I explained with Stella how I attached her quote unquote belly button ring. So it's just stuff like this. It's like nail art studs that I use, and then I use nail glue and just glue it to the doll. Because it's like sturdy enough for if it's just on display. Like I haven't had any of my dolls like piercings fall out. And it is also, technically speaking, temporary. Like you could peel it off if you hate the piercing later. So I like the nail glue as an option. I have seen people use resin as a more permanent way to attach fake piercings and stuff like that. But yeah, I just like nail glue. So that's how I do that. I just pop some nail glue on and glue it down. So let's see what we can accomplish. Okay, yes, I think this is so, like, the earrings and this is like a beaded belt. This is good. This is good stuff. The only thing is the shoes. And I think my problem is that, like, they're not ugly shoes. But I don't know if I feel like they exactly match the vibe. So I feel like I need to do something to sort of soften them up a little bit. I don't know what yet, but we'll reconvene when I do. Okay, so the solution that I have for her boots not being like exactly what I want is I made some little leg warmers. Here you can obviously see like the before and after of just the shoes. I think this is cuter. Granted, they are a little too skinty. I accidentally made them a little too small, but thankfully they still fit, and I think it's okay because I don't have enough fabric to cut anymore. But yeah, that's going to be the after look, and I think once I do the big reveal, as soon as I get this other one on and you can see it with the whole outfit, I think you're going to see what I mean when I'm like, I think this just is a little cutesier and just fits the vibe a little bit better. So let me slip this on, and then we'll do the reveal. Here is Aisha post transformation. I feel like this is very cute. I don't know, like the belt especially, I think that's for sure my favorite part of the little makeover. It just adds a little something something that I think really works. And I think the leg warmers are pretty cute too. Plus they're fully removable. So like I can just switch it up for her if I feel like it. So that is another Winx Fairy down. So here we have Miss Flora. I do think that this is a very, very sweet starting point. I definitely need to wash her hair. Like these face framing pieces are heavily gelled and it's a little bit of a mess. The back, like I honestly don't think I'm going to take it out of the braid to wash it. Like I'll probably just wash the end and try to make it a little neater. I feel like maybe we could add some decoration in there, but I'm not 100% sure. The big thing that I want to do for her is I think I want to add some like floral details to her face or something, because I don't know, I just feel like we should be going crazy with the nature fairy with the flowers, and I need to change the boots. I think I just want to add some faux fur around the top because that like molded part here that looks all weird, I think is supposed to be a faux fur or something like that. I don't know exactly what, but it also I believe is like supposed to be a different color. I don't know, I just think the boots need a little extra something something. So this is her before. Let's go fix her up. Alrighty, so her hair has been washed so that like her face ring pieces are nice and soft, and I don't know, I just feel like they lay a little bit nicer now. They kind of like cup her cheekbones and her chin, which I think is very cutie patootie. So the next thing is I have these nail gems, and so many of them are shaped like flowers. And I'm just thinking, surely she should have like a flower on her cheek, like kind of by her eye, and maybe some flowers somewhere else. I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing out if I don't take the opportunity to use these. So we're going to decorate her a little bit. So I ended up just going with 2 flowers on her cheek and then 1 flower on each wingtip. I didn't want to put too many flowers on the wings because I didn't want them to get like too heavy and have the flutter mechanics sort of mess up. And then with her face, I just thought like the 2 was enough. The lighting is so like off. That's so weird. This is a green flower and then this is a white flower. I don't know why they look like that in this lighting, but hopefully when I do the final reveal, they'll look a little bit better. But we still have the shoes to contend with, and I don't think faux fur is gonna work. I just don't think that it's gonna look right. I might try something with, like, leaves to pull more, like, of the naturey stuff in, so we're gonna experiment with that. So I have these fake leaves just from, like, other fake flowers that I've gotten for other stuff throughout the years. I'm gonna try coloring these a more appropriate color. Alrighty, so I've painted all of the leaves to match, like, her choker and then, like, the straps, on her little, like, off the shoulder sleeves, this sort of very light minty color. Added a little bit of a darker color to just, enhance the detail, and now I'm going to just glue these onto her shoes. Okay, well, one did definitely come out better than the other. This one, not, this one's better, but I do think the overall idea is cute and I can just sort of pose her like that. So let's do the reveal. So here is our updated Flora. I think this is really cute. I feel like the addition of just like those couple little extra flowers really help elevate her. And I definitely think, again, I know it's not like a perfect job, but I think the concept of the shoes is good, and I think my execution is not horrible. So I'm very, very pleased with how she turned out. Blah, blah, blah. I need stands. You've already heard it. Next up is going to be Bloom. So for her, I think we might keep the little shoulder thingy she's got going on. It doesn't bother me the same way that Stella's was really bothering me. What is going on with my video quality right now? It is so bad. I do apologize. Try to fix that for the next clip. Anyway, though, mostly I just want to mess with her makeup. I think out of all of them, like, the sweet look, they're all very sweet. The sweet look works for a lot of them. I think these 3, funnily enough, the last 3, it just doesn't work quite as well, so I think I wanna make her look just a little fiercer with the makeup, might give her, like, some extra jewelry or something, but I don't really think we need to do as much with the outfit, and then I'm just gonna give her hair a wash and recurl, so a slightly less dramatic transformation, perhaps. I guess it depends on how crazy I go with the face, but let's get that before shot. Alrighty, here is Bloom before I get my hands on her. Let's see what we end up doing. Alrighty, so I have washed her hair and it is in, my little straw curlers to sort of reset. Hopefully it turns out good because listen, it's a 50-50 chance with me when I do curlers with doll hair. It's either going to look perfect or it's going to look like me when I wake up in the morning. But while she is drying here, I'm going to dry off her face with an actual paper towel to just make sure everything's fine. And then we're going to use just a combination of pastels and some acrylic paint. Hopefully, my paint pens, hopefully, I can be precise enough with that. But if not, actual acrylic paint to, again, just sort of make the makeup more dramatic. So I gave her some extra blush. No one is surprised. I also deepened her eyeliner a little bit and darkened her lips. I did do like a little highlight in the middle because I thought it was cute. But I feel like just a little more makeup really suited her. I do think that I'm going to keep this little shoulder piece because it lays so much better than Stella's. So it doesn't really bother me. I think honestly, the only other thing that I want to do is maybe give her like some little rhinestone earrings, maybe do like a little rhinestone there and maybe a couple on the boots. I just feel like as the main character, she deserves a little bit of extra bling. So I think that's all I'm going to do. Same process as some of the other ones where I'm just doing the nail glue and like the little gems. So I honestly think we're going to do that and then just have the reveal. Here is our after for Bloom. I feel like she doesn't look that different. Like, I know she looks different. I know the makeup's a little more intense and she does have like a tinge more sparkle in certain places, but I feel like from far away. You know what? That's okay. This is just for me. Okay, next victim. Not really. Like, they're getting revamped, but you know what I mean. Did not give them stands, these 3, but I did push them back, so now you can see all the Winx girls. Anyway, Musa is supposed to be up next, but, like, I'm looking at her and I really think I only wanna maybe give her a little bit of blush. She's so good already. So, just because I feel like that would be so nothing, like, that's not really a transformation. Not gonna show you guys that, not because I don't care about her. She is, getting attended to, but I just want to try to keep this interesting, and we're in the home stretch. So that brings us to Techna, who, like, she's so good, but I also do think that she just needs more. I feel like out of all of the Winx Club girlies, she needs edge the most. Like, I need to give her some piercings or something. Like, she just needs some stuff. So we're going to go ahead and help her out a little. So here she is before. And like, I do like her. I think this is a solid doll. She was like one of the ones that I felt more drawn to. but we just got to push the envelope a little bit. So let's do that. So step one was just washing her hair, and I did also recolor the like shave side. I don't really care that it's like just painted on. It doesn't super bother me, but I did want to use a darker purple just to differentiate it a little bit more from the rest of her hair, just so you could really see that she has a side shave. So I think my first step with her is to go ahead and just adjust the face as I've done for many of these. I'm not 100% sure on blush, but like, let's be honest. I know I want to change her lip color and give her probably like some winged eyeliner. I think I also am going to make her eyebrows purple too, because that bothers me so bad. But we're going to fix the face first and then move on to everything else. See, I don't know. I feel like she looks really good, all dramatic like this. It's just kind of the vibe. I think what else I want to do for her is I want to give her like little circuit board, like tattoos, but I want them to either be metallic or glittery. So I did in fact order special new paint pens just for this. Did I need to? No, but I'm certainly going to use them on other projects. So it definitely doesn't seem like a waste. I'm thinking like it'd be cute to do like a sternum and like maybe on her arm. I think that would be really fun and just bring like a little bit of the edge that I've been trying to add and also make like the tech element a little bit more obvious. So for me, I have to wait for those to arrive, but for you, you will get to see what I end up doing with that very soon. Okay, I'm not going to show you what I've done to Techna yet because frankly, it needs to be a surprise. This is not sponsored in any capacity. I literally just got these in and just started messing around with them on her. If you like art, you should buy these for sure. These are so fun. I think they were under 15, but I think they were like $12, something like that when I got them. On Amazon, I know the prices like sort of fluctuate a little bit, but in that like $10 to $15 range. So like for 12 colors, I think that that's really solid. These look so cool. I'm so excited to get to show you how these have worked with the caveat that they are a water-based ink. So, like, realistically, I have no confidence that these are going to stay on the doll specifically, unless I do like some sealing or something like that. And I don't know how that would affect the glitter. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just saying that to say this is not me endorsing you drawing all over your dolls with glitter paint pens, expecting the glitter to last forever. But this is me saying that if you like to draw on other things, you should get these. And if you are someone who's not as lazy as me and you are willing to like seal them up properly, you should draw on your dolls with them. Ready for the reveal? So here is Techna's final product. I am obsessed. Like the face is so cute. I did give her a little nose ring, but the tattoos, they show up very metallic on camera. In person, there is a little bit more glitter. I was going for like circuit board. I don't know if I achieved that, but that's definitely more on me than like the pens. I feel like that is so just so fun, and she just looks so, I don't know, much more complete in my opinion now. I feel like she looks a bit more like she has her full personality, and I'm totally here for it. But yes, guys, that concludes my little catch up here. We're just looking at the Winks because all of the other dolls are sort of scattered about, right? I mean, like Sunny's down here, but the Winter Chloes are over with the other brats. So this is our little final shot. I feel so accomplished and just so much better. Like the fact that there's not a complete mess down here anymore is such an intense relief to me. And the fact that I'm like caught up now with my purchases and like getting them fixed and everything, I just feel so much calmer. So thank you all for indulging me with this one. I know I was supposed to get to G3. We're doing it next time. Okay, we're starting in on the G3 shelf next time. Swear to God. Technically, I already did with some of like my newer G3 purchases, but you know what I'm saying. Like we're digging in deep to Monster High G3 next time. But thank you for letting me have this one because I really needed to catch up with these. As per usual, I would love to know who is your favorite from the dolls that we covered today. I think out of the Winks, like Techna has to be my favorite. Come on. But if we're going overall, then I definitely think that the Frosty Nights Chloe with the blue lips, that was a pretty solid one, but I would love to hear who had your favorite transformation for today's video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Sorry if this was super duper long, but still hope you had fun. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, your night, or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.